Hi everyone, it's Rax. Saturday morning video for you about Path of Exile 1, and I'll be honest with you, this video is going to be very positive. Grinding Your Games slapped together an event for us, and they were going to show us a lot of their throwaway, quote-unquote, throwaway ideas that they never planned to implement. That's not coming in POE2, nothing like that, while we are waiting for the real league. Now, yeah, of course, I would have preferred a real league like anybody else. But honestly, this event has been way more fun than I thought it would be, so I'd like to talk about it and tell Grinding Your Games I don't think they did as bad of a job as maybe they initially thought. So I guess let me talk a little bit about my experiences in the league. I played softcore trade. I've only made one build. I made a video telling you guys I was going to follow Fubgun's build. Like always, Fubgun's builds are godly. The results speak for themselves. I think Fubgun farmed 4 mirrors in one day. I haven't even farmed a mirror in total. So I'm just bad. But I have gotten my character pretty strong. I can run, I would say, really juice, like chiseled, with a full idol setup, full scarabs, T16 maps, and essentially never die now. I'm working on crafting a bunch of really good claws and armors and stuff. I'm just starting to work on this chest piece. The suffixes aren't done, but I got the triple T1 6-link body armor with 3,000 evasion. So it's been going pretty well. The leveling was good, except for Act 10. The early mapping, I always had damage. I was always very strong, but I was more brittle than like a Pringles potato chip in a trash compactor. I think I died like 900,000 times. And it wasn't until I got some of the more expensive items that I finally started to survive. So that's been my experience, my literal experience in the league. This is the only character I've made. So now I want to talk about the actual event itself. So there were two main things that Grinding Your Games implemented here that they essentially said they're kind of throwaway. So first, they brought in 19 new ascendancies. And from what I can tell, a lot of people obviously these ascendancies aren't fully done because they didn't go through with finishing them out. So it's just kind of showing you what they had. But for a lot of builds, a lot of them are really strong or really interesting or kind of change things up. And some of them even enabled builds that were kind of previously dead to actually come back to life. So I'm very surprised that they just kind of gave up here. And I think a lot of their work, especially with some additional work and some fine tuning, could have been nice additions and options to Path of Exile 1. So yeah, if this is their throwaway ideas, I would say that they're doing a very good job over there. Then the second thing is the idol system. And I bet this is probably more controversial. So in Path of Exile 1, you have your big-ass passive tree where you make your build. But then there's usually, let's see, can I even open it up here? I don't know if I can open it up in this league. There's another gigantic tree where you would build how you would like to play your endgame. Well, instead of that, they wiped it and they just give you your this idol system. And these idols that you have are going to determine what you're doing. So right now, for example, I'm doing Harbinger, which spawns little like blue alien guys all over the map. And I kill the blue aliens. So all of these idols buff the blue aliens. Now, on this area, I agree that the Atlas passive tree is significantly better than the idol system. Replacing that for this as the end game way to make your build would have just been strictly worse, in my opinion. I feel like I don't have as much control. When you don't have a lot of currency to buy exactly the idols that you want, your idols are filled with so much extra random crap, and sometimes you actually don't want it. I'll give you an example. When I was leveling up, my idols for the strategy that I was using, Blight, that I had found, a lot of them had increased chance for Einhar's Beast to be in the map. You want to know what I didn't want to be in my map? Einhar's Beast. You want to know why? Because I had a super squishy build, and his red beast and his yellow beast could kill me all the time, and I just wished that he wasn't in my maps. So I was using the idols because I wanted to play Blight, but the fact that the ones that I found had Einhar on them as well made my life absolutely miserable. It made me honestly want to throw away the extra power I had in Blight just to avoid that mechanic. When you do the Atlas passive tree, you avoid things like this. However, once again, with a little further adjustments, I don't see why this system couldn't be an additional endgame system that you could put in the game. There's a million different ways you could do it, but just one example, maybe this system only unlocks after you do a T17 map. And maybe it doesn't work exactly like this. It would have to change, obviously, because this essentially tries to like mimic the power of the Atlas passive tree. You can't give players that clear a T17 a whole extra round of the Atlas passive tree. They're going to make all the money and just there's going to be nothing left for the other people. But it would be something that you could strive toward. To unlock your idols, you have to nerf them significantly, or maybe they work in a completely different way. That's just one idea. Another thing that I like about the idol system is it's simple. There's not too much to understand except what idols are good for your build. I can't show you an example here because I already unlocked all the idol slots, but if you would mouse over a locked idol slot, it would just tell you how to unlock it. That's nice. You get the idols and you put them in the inventory, you get those buffs, and it shows you your stats right here, and you have your little loadouts here, which they added. I've just been doing one thing right now, so I don't have any other loadouts, but it's there. It's a simple system. And sometimes in the past, Path of Exile has sometimes overcomplicated mechanics, which has driven people away. But this is at least easy to implement and understand. Now, whether people like it or not is a different story. But I think it could have been another additional decent progression system in addition to the Atlas passive tree. I guess another way to say what I'm trying to voice here is I don't think this is the worst idea I've ever seen. For example, I think this is better than the Diablo 2 charm system because at least it doesn't fill up my entire inventory. Maybe you could make it smaller and attach it right here, attached to the inventory like you did with the Wisp with the additional backpack in Affliction League. Was that what it was? All I'm trying to say here is I have had fun in League trying to mess around with the idols and trying to solve different problems. I think the Ascendancies have added flavor to the game. Is it better than an entire League? Nope. But I think these throwaway ideas maybe could possibly be in the game with a little more work in them. So I don't know. I was pretty positive toward it. Again, I'm just pretty positive toward POE1. I think the game is super fun. I love just whizzing around at the speed of light. I really miss that. But I still really like POE2, which there's a race tomorrow, so I'm going to practice for it today with only one day of practice, and I've never speedran POE2 before. Chances of me winning are close to 0 on any class, but I will try. So we'll get in there and give it the good old Boy Scout try. But yeah, I'm going to keep powering up this guy and see how crazy I can get him. And maybe if you guys are interested, I'll show you some footage of me maybe doing like juice to T17 maps even. I've cleared a couple T17s. So I killed all the bosses. So I might go for the Uber bosses as well. If you guys would be interested in seeing that, let me know. And I'll post the content. Otherwise, last Epoch had an amazing announcement. Can't wait to learn more about that. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good time to be an ARPG fan because we have the PoE event going on right now. We got the PoE2 races. The PoE2 patch is coming soon, and the last Epoch trailer looked very nice as well. So I look forward to making content about that game as we learn more about Season 2 over there. Anyway, positive little Saturday morning video for you guys. I hope you're having a great time, and I'd be interested to know, what games are you guys playing? Are you still playing PoE1? Are you playing PoE2? Are you playing something else? Let me know. Thank you.